Tomahawk-wielding Elizabeth Warren vows to take land back from the palefaces.
You palefaces have taken my land and have angered the Great Spirit.
Which leads to Elizabeth Warren leaves brutal 1-star review for Ancestry.com.
All right, guys. Well, the election is wrapping up, possibly by the time this airs, or possibly not. We don't know. But the important thing isn't who won or lost. It's that we got to laugh and write a bunch of jokes about it.
That's right. It's all good for us.
So at the end of the election, Trump and Biden, we're just going to hand them each an orange slice and a Capri Sun and a blue ribbon and say, good job for participating. Thanks for making us all laugh. So here we go. These are the Babylon Bees, some of our election coverage. So let's start. These are ones from the Democratic primaries.
So we can think back. What if one of these guys had won instead of Joe Biden?
Oh, man.
I forget some of these people existed when I look at this list.
It was crazy. Remember how there were like 3 billion Democratic candidates?
Yeah.
And then it was like winding down to 3 or 4. And then Mike Bloomberg's like, I'm in. And he jumps into the race.
I'm here to save the day.
And then he spent like $500 million or something and then lost like a month later.
Yeah.
What was that? I was also seeing in the coverage that the Democrats had spent like $250 million to unseat Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell.
Oh, yeah?
And they both won by massive
money.
margins.
It's insane. Yeah.
It's like, you could have just burned the money, you know? Yeah. At least then our currency would deflate a little bit.
It's such a waste.
Maybe. I don't know how that works. Bernie Sanders asks Nation to please stop mailing him books on economics. I just laughed at my own joke. That might have been Dan Coates'
I thought that was
joke.
Dan Coates' joke.
I think that is a Dan Coates joke. I mean mine because I own everything on the Babylon Bee personally.
Yeah, everything's yours.
Every letter is mine.
Well, that's a good book, Basic Economics by Thomas Sowell.
You know, I've never read Thomas Sowell.
What?
Yeah. I need to because every time I see like a quote on Twitter,
He's
I'm like,
pretty much
man,
libertarian, I believe.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
But economic focused.
Mm-hmm. Bernie vows to rebuild Berlin Wall.
Huh! Because he's a commie.
Yeah, not a wall on the border in Berlin.
Oh, the Berlin one. Bernie Sanders praises slave owners for free housing program. Oof.
That was related to something else, right?
He was praising Cuba for something, if I remember right.
Math program or something, or reading or something. I can't remember. Yeah, there's something Cuba, or one of the communist countries. Of course,
the slavery was bad, but the slaves were housed for free, I might add, for their entire employment, Sanders said. It's unfair to criticize the whole thing.
Put a good spin on it.
The plantations were very clean, very nice buildings. I don't know what he's turning into. I actually honeymooned at one in Virginia back in 1845, and it was an eye-opener for me to how much propaganda has been used to malign slave owners and their healthcare, housing, and literacy programs. There you go.
Yeah, he does that.
He's constantly flopping.
It's like he's meaning to point, but he's too lazy. His hand's just a dead hand, like a
he's
dead
never
fish.
worked a day in his life, so I mean, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Democrats combine into giant mech to annihilate Bernie Sanders, which really did kind of happen.
It did happen.
They all endorsed. Biden,
yeah.
right?
The DNC called everybody up. Today's the day. You're endorsing Bernie Sanders.
We're taking Bernie out.
Or not endorsing Bernie Sanders. You're
de-dor-
endorsing Biden.
We're de-dorsing him.
De-dorse.
Undorsing.
Bernie tests negative for president.
Sad.
Sad.
Perfect facial expression.
Oh, man.
Because that was right around when COVID hit, I think.
Yeah,
that was
it was
the
like
joke was
during COVID, yeah. It was in April, so maybe 4 weeks into 2 weeks to flatten the curve.
Tomahawk-wielding Elizabeth Warren vows to take land back from the palefaces. It's like, it's both such a cheap shot, but at the same time, I love how far it goes into it leans into the cheap shot so far. I mean, that was like a hard Photoshop. And it's one of the funniest articles Frank's written. I think it's so funny.
You palefaces have taken my land and have angered the Great Spirit. This theft has angered my ancestors. You will return what is mine, or I will hit you with a wigwam. She paused to look at her book again. No, that's not right. Goodness
Oh, yeah, and
gracious.
she's at the National History Museum, right? In front of the Buffalo display.
Is that a display?
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. It's like, what's she
That's
doing?
fantastic.
If people don't remember, I'm sure everybody remembers. She's like 0.0129 or something. 1024.
Native American.
Native American. Which leads to Elizabeth Warren leaves brutal 1-star review for Ancestry.com.
She also said that, kept saying that she was persecuted for being a woman when she had a teaching job. So Elizabeth Warren recalls how she lost her teaching job when her fake mustache fell off, revealing she's a woman. This one also has some great copy in it. She says
bizarre.
The spirit gum wore off and her mustache fell off in the middle of a meeting. She was met with cries of, "Hey, that's a woman!" before being chased out of the building, followed by shouts of, "Jobs are for men!"
Especially teachers. Everybody knows teaching is a man's job. Warren and Sanders settled campaign dispute by playing chicken on mobility scooters.
That's a beautiful Photoshop. I just have to say. Is that you? That was you.
Yeah, the funny thing is I found a picture of a guy in a wheel or a mobility scooter, and that's I didn't change anything there. That hair was the guy's hair. That's his head.
It looks exactly like Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, so that's how bald I imagine Bernie Sanders is in the back of his head.
That is fantastic.
So I just put Bernie's face in the mirror.
That is beautiful. Well, here's a sequel article.
Yeah.
Warren returns to tribe in shame after failing to take land back from the Palefaces. Womp womp. I don't know if people say womp womp.
Imagine that. The soundtrack playing. like the Indian whistle.
Yeah.
Not the flute. I don't know what they got. Piccolo? What do they got? Indian?
Peace pipe.
But they play
that's not.
like a clarinet?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Sure.
You know, the old Native American clarinet? Bloomberg. Let's get on to Bloomberg, because who doesn't want to remember him?
Everybody.
Bloomberg purchases first supporter for $1.7 billion.
I think we listed that as a fulfilled prophecy because after we wrote that, it came out that he was paying influencers like $1,000 just to do like hashtag Mike Bloomberg.
Yeah, say something nice about him. But I loved when Brian, who are the news anchors that were like, we did the math and Mike Bloomberg could pay everybody in America $1 million or something like that.
Was it Brian Williams?
It was Brian Williams, I
Yeah,
think, yeah.
It's an incrable way of putting it.
The number
You
that
could give each
they were
American.
so
Isn't it incredible that they could have given each American $1.2 million? Whatever.
yeah,
That is
the amount of money
interesting.
he spent.
And they
on
were
this
going
guy.
back and forth. Yeah, wow, that is incredible.
And they never realized that was like so
Like
wrong.
just straight common sense to go,
Yeah.
that can't be right.
Yeah. The fact that they believe that, so revealing.
I can tell my kids when they're doing their math problems, they'll do like 50 times 2 and they'll come out with like 100 billion.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just think about it for a second.
Yeah.
Like if you have two $50 bills, you don't have 100 billion.
Yeah. Just roughly how many people are in the country. And
Bloomberg gives $1 billion to Bernie Sanders, causing him to destroy himself. No!
because he's always railing about the billionaires.
The billionaires.
Yeah.
Billionaires.
The worst thing on earth. Which he used to go off on the millionaires, but
Yeah, then he became a billionaire.
became one. So, yeah.
No, it is the billionaires. I guess this wouldn't make him destroy himself. He would just switch to trillionaires.
So trillionaires. Yeah. He'd resurrect as the anti-trillionaire guy. Bloomberg stops by Daytona 500 to hand out speeding tickets. Oh, it's because
What was he? I
he
don't
was doing a
remember.
bunch of stupid laws in New York, right?
Well, yeah, he was the soda guy, right? In
Yeah.
New York.
I can't remember what that was even talking about.
I remember when we published. The only thing I remember about publishing this article is I was looking desperately for a recent NASCAR photo because NASCAR drivers are constantly like swapping their cars around. And I thought this was a current one, and I throw it out there, and immediately all the NASCAR fans are like, "That guy doesn't drive that car anymore. He's sponsored by Tide now, or whatever." I'm
I
like,
don't
"Oh,
even
that's
know.
it. I'm sorry." So sad. It's my turn. Paid mourners weep as Bloomberg exits primary.
I love that. I reminds me of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Was it Curb Your Enthusiasm with the paid mourner? The lady that gets paid to... Oh, you haven't seen that episode.
I think I have.
Have you?
Maybe. It
I thought
sounds
that was one of
familiar.
the newer episodes.
Oh, maybe I haven't
I
then.
can't remember. Yeah, he had a whole episode about a lady who's he can't tell when she's actually crying because she's also paid to cry at funerals and stuff. Joe Biden is the best choice for our nation, chants Tulsi Gabbard after DNC completes the assimilation process.
Star Trek reference.
Oh, okay. She's got, is that a Star Trek costume?
Yeah, that's the Borg thing when Picard got assimilated, started to get assimilated. Dan and Patrick are both
Everybody
nodding
knows.
in sync.
Matt
Is Matt nodding in sync?
I don't know anything.
All these Star Trek nerds.
I feel so like I'm not part of the human race. When
This
people
one
talk
is
about
one
stuff.
that was risky because I don't actually know the reference that well. I did see the Star Trek movie that I think that came out after that happened in the show. I don't know. Whatever. Hasbro
Okay. Should we do like a trigger warning?
Hasbro
It's a
introduces
horrifying
new.
image. Go ahead.
Are we saying booty?
Yeah, it's booty.
Hasbro introduces new My Booty Pete Buttigieg doll. Okay, this was not intended. It's a play on My Buddy.
Yeah, my buddy. Remember? My buddy.
I'm not old enough, but
My
you told me
buddy.
about it.
Wherever I go, he goes, my buddy.
My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy. Wherever I go, he goes. My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy. I'll teach him everything that I know. My buddy and me, like the climb up a tree. My buddy and me, we're the best friends could be. My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy and me.
My Buddy from Play School.
And the idea
a
was
lot
that
of people took this in an interesting way.
yeah, they did. Yeah. It's gonna happen.
We were doing the joke was that he looked like Howdy Doody.
Yeah, he looks like. Yeah, we kept trying to find the right Howdy Doody joke.
And I kept saying, does anybody know who Howdy Doody is? But maybe they do.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody does. Who knows who Howdy Doody is in studio?
I vaguely knew that he was a puppet. That's about all I
Sick.
knew.
All right, on to Cory Booker. Oh, and other guys. Just kind of going on some.
There was a bunch of them.
Cory Booker moved to tears during participation trophy acceptance speech. Because he cried a lot or something.
Yeah, he was constantly giving these big emotional speeches.
He's the Spartan guy. Spartacus moment.
Now, this one requires the picture, so get on video if you want to get this joke. El Paso man comes down from insane acid trip where he hallucinated that he ran for president. And there's a picture of a haggard look. He looks about as haggard
Yeah,
as
looks
me.
like you right now.
But I didn't run for president, so
Yeah.
it's Beto. It's Beto. over.
Beto. I know we have my favorite Beto article in here. It's where he chugs a bottle of Cholula to
so now
impress everybody.
Well, we got to pull it up then. In move to appeal to Hispanic voters, Beto O'Rourke chugs entire bottle of authentic Cholula hot sauce.
The picture, he's just chugging with an angry look in his eyes.
He was always going up to the debates and going like, "Hola, amigos, yo soy Beto."
Yeah. Like, are you instantly like transfixed by that if you're Hispanic?
Hola, Latinx friends.
Yeah. And finally, Mariam Williamson. Mariam Williamson, not sure what she's doing up here with all these crazy people.
One of our commenters dropped this link and he said, "You guys left off the best one." And if you're a paid subscriber to the Babylon Bee, you get to join our comment section, which is a blast. And it's the one he liked was, Brian Williams claimed Bloomberg could have given every American $1 million. Fact check. True. But not all at the same time. I think that was a Frank joke. Because he can give everybody $1 million and take it back.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
All right, moving right along. That was the primaries. Now we're going to go on to the general election. Trump versus Biden.
Oh, the memories.
This is how it started. Babylon Bee article. Search for the 2 best possible candidates for president concludes. We really knew how to pick them, didn't we?
Yeah. It's like a filter. Best human beings on earth that also have lots of money and influence.
You can skip through this. We don't have to do all of them if you don't want.
Biden aides forced to use the spray bottle again because he's going for a little kid. He's going for a girl.
The headline doesn't say that part.
Yeah.
It just ends at the spray bottle again.
Yeah, like dogs that bite stuff.
Tyco Toys announces Tickle You Biden.
Another horrifying Photoshop.
That's horrifying.
I just added teeth to Elmo.
You know, when you write
skin color.
when you're writing satire, you have to consider this like ick factor, that something's going to gross people out. They're not going to share it even if it otherwise would have gotten shared. This one crossed the ick factor line.
A lot of people didn't share because it's too.
It's like a little kid and
Yeah.
this doll like coming at him.
Biden cuts hole in mask so he can still sniff people's hair. Oh, I stole your headline.
No, that was I read the.
Oh, you did. You're right.
This is one of the top shared MLB
Yeah, it was
articles
massive.
ever.
People have stolen this image and
It gets
sold it on
it's
merchandise and stuff.
If you Google image search it, I bet it just comes up on everything.
Yeah.
Jokes on them. I'm not a professional Photoshopper.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Well, you get paid to do it, so you are professional.
oh, that's very true. Judge dismisses sexual assault allegations against Biden on grounds that he is not a Republican.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Got him.
Trump. Trump's power doubles after absorbing impeachment attack. This is one of my more praised Photoshops.
That's fantastic.
But yeah, because they tried to impeach him and, well, they did impeach him, I guess.
impeached
I don't know
him
how it
and,
works.
like,
Impeach makes it sound like he's gone.
Doesn't
but
impeachment feel like a billion years ago?
yeah.
Like, did that have any effect
Did it
on the
happen?
election at all?
Yeah.
Trump installs ejection seats throughout press briefing room. This is striking me that I'm really going to miss Trump. He's so good for comedy.
Trump establishes manlier Chad camp next to the Chaz camp. Chads.
Oh, here's a classic. Trump threatens more plagues unless state governors let his people go. Go listen to
Yeah,
our
that's
song. Go down, Donald.
Yeah, go check it out. Go down, Donald. It's on our YouTube channel under specials. I'm proud of that one. And I get a ton of comments on that Photoshop too, which was actually a pretty quick, easy Photoshop.
Dude, there's so many of these. We can't do all this.
Can't do all these guys. You take the
flip
lead.
through and-
You're my boss. Rapid fire.
Donald the Orange returns triumphantly as Donald the White. Survived his COVID thing. Experts predict winner will be candidate who talks the least. That actually might end up being true, right? Biden's ahead.
Biden campaign says he's so close to a VP pick, he can smell her. That was a big one.
Man who has been in government for nearly 50 years promises to fix government.
I don't even know where we are.
I went way down.
Media criticizes Trump for downplaying virus threat by not dying.
Hillary Clinton suggests that Americans vote for president by email.
Trump says his Civil War will be even better than Lincoln's.
Fact check. True. Trump drives around playing mailbox baseball in latest voter suppression scheme.
Oh, yeah. Mailman chased by rabid Trump.
Did you do that, John?
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful. Anonymous White House source claims Trump punched a baby.
Oh, yeah. That was the anonymous sources were telling
Fantastic.
stories.
Well, a couple more.
Good stuff.
Trump aides beg him to call lit after he drinks 45 cups of coffee and campaigns for 237 hours straight.
I had not seen that Photoshop. Wow.
Is it horrifying or what?
That's horrifying. Chelsea Handler patrols polling places to make sure no black people are voting for Trump.
Thanks, Chelsea.
Thanks, Chelsea.
Last one.
You know what happens when a black person votes for Trump? They instantly turn white.
That's another article.
Yeah.
All right, last one. Business orders boarding up in case party of love and tolerance loses.
That's just true.
That's just facts. Them's just facts. All right, well, it's been a fun walk down memory lane.
Oh, well, hello. Thank you so much for watching one of our videos. I'm Ethan. You may have found that out through the video you already just watched, but just in case. Like, subscribe, comment. I'm trying to think of all the things that the boss told us to say. Write, like, comment. I already did that. Bell. Click the bell. I don't know. It helps the videos. It helps us grow the channel. So please do it. We need your help. We're all in this together.